Oh, it says I have to rotate my Facebook. There we go. I've had this issue before. I don't know why I didn't sort it out. Hi. So I'm jumping in, or I should say on, because I just returned from mowing the yards outside and sat down and checked my Facebook and noticed a few posts were starting to become more prevalent in other people's, in my feeds, I should say. And they have a lot to do with, kind of swinging through the different emotions. A lot of people are starting to feel, they're starting to feel depressed, and I'm seeing more people use the word hopeless, and I'm seeing people put things up that are very fearful, and just a lot of unrest, which of course I myself have been experiencing that. But I wanted to address this unrest from the place of ease. Like, how do we find ease in this? How do we realign ourselves and shift our focus so that we are not attaching to things that are bringing us down? In fact, we are finding ways to let go of things to lift us up, to soar. So how do we go from sinking to soaring? Well, a lot of it has to do with where our focus is. I know for myself, I have found myself getting enrolled in Facebook, and I start scrolling, and literally just scroll, reading quickly, and some things kind of catch my attention more and affect me. I have a thought about that. Other things I scroll by, as we all do. But what I have found is that when I stop scrolling and I sit for a moment with reflecting on what it is I watched, I think about what really did hold my attention and what did I buy into, what did I resonate with. And sometimes I resonate with the fear part of things, what's next. And other times I resonate with the happy part of things and the funny part of things. And each affects me differently. So what I have come to start doing for myself is, number one, I'm starting to let go. And I'm starting to not attach to Facebook so much, for one, and just put it down. Even though it feels like there's some connectivity there, and in this isolated time, it's nice to see what's going on in other people's life. It's really not all that beneficial for me. So I've been putting Facebook down a little bit more. I've been definitely seeing people post that they're eating a lot, and that they want to snack a lot, and that they want to they're lounging a lot, and they're staying in their pajamas, and I think, good for you. That's awesome. Like, this is like a staycation everybody talks about wanting but never gets to have, and now you're forced into one, and it's nice that you get to make the choice to just enjoy that. But if you're enjoying it and it is maybe being a little bit more detrimental to your well-being than good, in the sense that you're snacking and eating and lounging, then maybe you should stop that behavior. Maybe you should do something different, choose differently. Go get dressed, put your makeup on, do your hair, show up a little bit differently than you have been for the last couple days, and do a little bit of a restart and adjustment. And eat some healthy food, drink a lot of water, give your body what it needs to have a little bit of mood modification. If you feed yourself sugar and you start that sugar, spike and drop and all that can start affecting your depression and even your aggression. And so moderate your mind and your body by what you put into it, both thought wise and food wise. So yeah, I'm all over the board, because I guess when I sat down, I saw a post that somebody was just wiped out, laying down, feeling it, feeling the depression, and did put, I'm feeling hopeless. And that's a scary place to be. And unfortunately, we're probably having a lot of people that are starting to feel hopeless, some mildly, but some more severely, and that can cause some pretty poor choices for people. So when you start beginning to feel that inside yourself, realize that's just a mindset. All you have to do is choose out of that. And if it's not so easy to direct your mind out of it because you're in it and your thoughts are becoming habitual and addictive, then use your body. Because the minute that you engage your body and you make yourself do some squats or some bouncing in place or jogging or lay on the floor and do leg lifts or whatever, once you start engaging your body and getting your heart to pump and oxygenating your system, then you are going to affect your mood and your emotions. So if you're finding it difficult to shift your thinking, shift your activity, your physical activity. And pay attention to the fact that wherever you put your focus, wherever your focus is your reality. So if you're spending your time on Facebook focusing on numbers of people who are newly sick or dying in the country, then that is a very heavy place to be. You're attaching to something that, it's nice to check into that place and do a reality check, but if you're carrying it and staying in it, then you're being weighed down and you want to soar. We have the opportunity to soar through this, and we are going to get to the other side. The change is our constant. Every single one of us is going through change, very, very personal individual change, but as a planet, oh my goodness, what a freaking opportunity we have to make the shift that we need to see happen on this planet. But we can't point fingers, and we can't just blame and shame and tell our politicians, they're doing a bad job. Really what we need to do is go inward. What's our contribution? How are we handling this constant for ourselves? How are we changing in a way that is going to be beneficial to everyone else? Because our part matters, right? We're all pieces of the puzzle. So yeah, we got to be human, and we have to feel our emotions, and we are going to feel fearful, and we're going to feel depressed, and we're going to feel anxious, and yeah, it's all unknown. When is it ever not all unknown? That's life, right? It's life. We're changing. The beautiful thing is that if we change as individuals in even small ways, like just little significant changes, making choices about our thinking and our diet and our relationship with others, then those little changes are all connected together to make the changes that are happening for all of us. So rather than sink, let's soar. Let's soar through this. Let's remember to bring ourselves up and not dwell in the doom and the gloom, because we're going to get to the other side of this. We've done this before as a human race. We've done this many times, not in this way. I feel that despite the challenges and the pain and the suffering and everything that we're all enduring right now, I feel this incredible opportunity. I see things like our homelessness issue. Glaring. We couldn't shut down the schools in New York because we had something like 4,000 kids who were homeless that needed food there. Oh my goodness. All of a sudden my daughter doesn't get to graduate. Like college, she doesn't get a graduation ceremony, or it's going to be postponed. And because things have been shut down. But you know what's happening? They're shifting everything to online courses. Maybe some of the expenses of running a big college can be saved because some of these courses can be done from home. Like there's so many things that are coming out of this that if we pay attention and we choose those things that we are personally going to take action on, volunteering with our community. In my opinion, our government, it needs a lot of reform. And yes, we're going to vote different people in and out for the next lifetimes, 100 years. But what I see happening right now is our communities. It's the people. It's the root level of service that is happening. It really is coming down to us to save the day. And so, let's focus on that from here on out. Volunteer, look at those groups. What am I going to give my energy to after this is over on a community level to help my community, so then my community comes better, and then every community becomes better, and the world becomes better. So my time right now, I'm thinking, what am I doing next? I'm not going to sink into this moment and let it destroy me and dwell on what I'm not going to have and what is being taken away from me and how challenging it's going to be when it's all over. I'm starting to make a plan. And with that said, I want to throw out kudos to the people in my field. I'm a life coach. And I do life coaching in a different way than a lot of other people. But I want to say, I bet most people seeing me right now have a lot of people in their feeds who are coaches in some fashion. Business, health, spiritual, nutritional. And I want to say, use those resources. My friends and a lot of my coach people on my feeds they are offering Zoom engagements. They are offering calls. And yeah, they're not all free. A lot of them are free, but some of them are paid for. If you can't pay for it, side note them and ask them if you can catch them up later. Because these people who are coaching, they have tools and they help create plans, and they will help you take some of your concerns and give them order. And they may be the help you need. So after I'm finished with this, I'm going to go down into my comments and I'm going to list some of the coaches I see active on my feeds who are having an impact and make a difference, and who are living what they are helping people see and what they are teaching. They're walking the walk, and I'm going to put it in some of them are amazing business mentors and coaches, and some of them are spiritual, and some of them are yogic, and I have a lot of people I'm going to share with you, and I encourage you, friend them, look at their stuff, go to their page, see if they might work out for you. If you're sinking and you're having a hard time pulling yourself out of it, get some help. If you know somebody who's sinking and they're having a hard time coming out of it, help them out, point them in a direction, connect them with somebody who can help lift their spirits. And let's move forward through this, because we're going to get to the other side, but let's move forward with some plans. Look at what we need to do. And while I'm on my soapbox, I want to address something else. Sometimes I get very logical, even though I'm a very emotional kind of spiritual person in my sharings. I thought it only makes sense that I have a plan in case something happens to me. Like, a lot of people don't want to look at that because it's morbid or what have you, but man, what an opportunity to say, what if something happens to me? Is there something left unsaid? Is there undone business that I can be taking care of right now because I certainly have the time? Are there relationship issues that I should handle? Should I write a letter? And how are my finances? And how are the things that I have responsibility for going to be managed if I'm not here? So there's that too. There's that area of your life that you can plan for, and in a very positive way, because we're not here forever. And if we do or do not handle our own shift, what we leave behind is somebody else's responsibility. And I certainly don't want to leave a bunch of unfinished business and garbage for my kids. And I also want to go whenever that time happens without regrets and with a very fulfilled heart. I don't want it to be when I'm sunk deep in depression and when I'm fearful of what's happening to the planet or death. I want it to be when I can say, it's been good, I'm good, and I am. One of the things I say for myself is I live to die well on a very regular basis. I'm not afraid of death. I don't like grief, and I don't like the thought that people would grieve if I go, but I really think that I have handled my life in a way that I'm good. I'm faithful. I know that this isn't it. So lot said. Let's not allow ourselves to sink and attach to those things that make us heavy and that bring us down and that create our life to be something that is more of maybe a weight and a negative in society than a positive. Let's soar. Let's soar together. Let's soar together. After all that, just for the health of it. Thanks for checking in. Carmen, Jacqueline, I'm on my phone. I can't see everybody's list, but for those of you that hung out with me through this, thank you. It felt good to have some catharsis. Love you guys.